Welcome to today's video, where I'll be covering my webcomic process in Clip Studio Paint. Today we'll continue discussing file objects and some ways to use them in your webcomic. Links to additional tutorials and information for everything mentioned in today's video will be down in the description below. Now that we've covered what file objects are and how to use them, it's time to discuss some ways they can be useful for webcomics. My personal favorite use for file objects is to create backgrounds. One really easy way to give your character's bedroom personality is by adding posters and windows to the walls. But having to draw those things again and again is a hassle, so we can use file objects to make our lives easier. You can make a file object for each wall of their room and decorate them however you like. Then, once you're ready to make a background, it's as easy as going to File, Import, Create File Object. From there, you can go ahead and adjust the perspective to fit your drawing. Aside from the ability to edit them in real time, one thing that makes file objects more useful than simply dropping in a flat image is that your file objects can be scaled up and down again and again without any permanent quality loss. If you decide you want to add filters or color adjustments to your layer, you'll need to convert it to a rasterized layer by right-clicking on it and going to Rasterize. This will flatten it and remove its real-time adjustability, so make sure to get it placed and adjusted exactly how you want it before doing this step. Another use I find especially handy for webcomics is making adjustable sound effects. Clip Studio Paint already has some editing capabilities within the text tool itself that can be used to add visual changes to your text, but these are limited in some ways. For example, you may want your text to have a gradient, decorations, or a unique shape to it. You would normally have to rasterize your text to achieve these effects, which would mean you can't edit the text anymore. When making sound effect text, it's important to be able to stretch and adjust the letters to fit around your artwork. And doing this to rasterize text will cause the edges to become fuzzy and unappealing. In these cases, turning that text into a file object can be a real convenience. Create your sound effect text. At this stage, you can add in an outline too if you like by going to Layer Property, Border Effect. When your text is how you like it, turn it into a file object. You can add in a gradient or additional decorations using a clipping mask, and that'll transfer over to your original canvas. Now that your text is a file object, you can stretch and transform it however you like on the original canvas, and still be able to rewrite the text in the file object. One final use for file objects that I find helpful is making clothing designs for my characters' outfits. If you have any characters who wear logo t-shirts, this will be especially handy. In this example, I have my logo here that I've turned into a file object. I can position the logo onto his shirt and start adjusting it to fit the front of the shirt. If I want to change his color, it's as easy as adding a clipping mask layer on top of it in the file object canvas, which can be edited and removed at any time. Once I have the design in the right position and I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and rasterize the logo to remove its file object status, then make any final tweaks to its position using the Mesh Transformation mode. What's convenient about file objects is that, even when you rasterize them on your original canvas, the file object file is still saved on your device and easy to load in at any time. So next time you're drawing this character's shirt, you can just load it in by going to File, Import, Create File Object, and have it ready to be adjusted again and again. You can experiment and find lots of ways to use file objects depending on your project. Patterned wallpaper, storefront windows, and clothing designs are just a few things I can think of that you could try, but I'm sure there are many other ideas out there too. Those are the basics for how I use file objects to make my webcomic process easier in Clip Studio Paint. Check the description below for my social media links and more tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.